Imagine this: the place you call home, the streets you walk every day, and the neighbors you greet with a smile, all suddenly cast in a shadow of mystery. What if I told you that right now, beneath the surface of your seemingly quiet neighborhood, something much bigger is unfolding? This isn't a story from the news happening somewhere far away. This is happening here, where your life unfolds. Secrets are being unearthed, and truths are coming to light that will make you question everything you thought you knew about your community. This isn't just another tale, it's personal. It's about the safety, trust, and connections you hold dear. And before this is over, you'll see not only how it impacts you, but also why your role in this moment is vital. Are you ready to uncover what's been hidden in plain sight? Because trust me, this is more than a story. It's a call to action. Stay with me. Together, we'll face this head-on. And by the end, you'll understand just how powerful it is to stand in truth and make a difference. Let's begin. What was once a place of quiet routines and familiar faces has become the epicenter of a growing enigma. The presence of law enforcement is no longer a passing occurrence. It's deliberate and calculated. Officers are not simply patrolling. They're unraveling layers of mystery hidden in plain sight. The situation unfolding isn't random. It's a deliberate effort to uncover something far more complex than it appears. A pattern is emerging from the seemingly mundane. A car parked longer than usual, unusual activity in familiar spots, and movements that once seemed insignificant now hint at a network operating in secret. This is not a case of petty crime. This is the systematic disruption of safety and trust in your community. Perhaps you've noticed it, but brushed it aside. An unfamiliar gaze lingering too long, quiet conversations abruptly stopping as you approach, or an increased presence of law enforcement in unexpected areas. These aren't accidents. They're pieces of a much larger picture. The streets you thought you knew so well have taken on a different tone, one of unease and uncertainty. What was once routine now feels unfamiliar, and the question looms: who can you truly trust? This isn't just an investigation involving strangers. It strikes at the heart of your sense of belonging and safety, leaving even the most secure spaces clouded with doubt. The shock comes not from the existence of wrongdoing, but from its source. Imagine realizing that those you trusted implicitly, the neighbor who always waved, the friend who shared your laughter, even close family, may be entangled in a web of hidden dealings. As layers of the investigation peel back, what's being exposed isn't the work of distant individuals, but of those embedded within your life. The betrayal cuts deeply, unraveling the bonds you once believed unshakable. Behind closed doors, secrets emerge, and the facade of normalcy shatters, leaving the unsettling reality that trust has been traded for deception. The foundation of your community is being shaken, not by strangers, but by the unveiling of hidden alliances and concealed motives. What's being uncovered goes beyond mere criminal acts. It reveals the fragility of relationships built on falsehoods. While unsettling, this moment is a call to awareness and vigilance, a chance to rebuild a sense of safety grounded in transparency and truth. The shadows are being brought into the light, and though the revelations are painful, they are necessary for transformation. Dear brothers and sisters, the peace of God be with you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the temporary concerns of the world. As the Bible says, whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Luke 6:38. Like that great oak tree, our roots are deeply rooted in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stand we take, is secured by His strength. And now, you are being offered the opportunity to be part of that blessing. When you use the Super Thank You button and donate $100, this gesture will come back to you 100-fold in abundance. There's a feeling you can't quite shake, a subtle shift in the air, a change in the people and places you thought you knew. It's not paranoia, it's intuition nudging you toward an uncomfortable truth. Odd behavior, unexplained absences, or interactions that seem just a little too forced have begun to stand out. What once felt like fleeting concerns are now validated by the unfolding reality. Something hidden has been operating in plain sight. The sense of trust and safety you once held dear is being dismantled as the investigation brings forward names and faces you never expected. Each revelation leaves you questioning the foundations of your relationships and your surroundings. As the investigation deepens, it reveals a web more intricate and far-reaching than anyone could have predicted. This is no small-scale operation. It is a calculated system, functioning under the guise of normalcy, its impact spreading like roots beneath the surface. What may have seemed like random occurrences, unfamiliar cars idling at odd hours, unexplained comings and goings, or the sudden absence of familiar faces, have now coalesced into a larger, more unsettling picture. The very streets and homes you believed to be secure have become the focal point of activities designed to deceive and manipulate. The true extent of these hidden operations is staggering. What was once dismissed as trivial now unveils a coordinated effort targeting the vulnerable, exploiting trust, and undermining the essence of community life. These actions go beyond breaking laws. They attack the foundation of what makes a community feel safe. The most unsettling part is how seamlessly these activities were concealed. Supported by individuals you may have considered trustworthy, those who blended into daily life while maintaining the illusion of innocence. As layers of deception are peeled back, questions arise about the roles people played. Were they active participants, or were they unknowingly entangled in something larger? The answers are as unsettling as they are complex. What's certain is the widespread impact. Trust has been shattered, leaving places that once brought comfort feeling tainted by doubt. Familiar settings like parks, coffee shops, and even your home now feel altered, as if the ground beneath you has shifted. This isn't just a moment of exposure, but a turning point, challenging everyone to confront the uncomfortable truths that have surfaced. Have you ever felt a nagging doubt about something you couldn't quite put your finger on? Maybe it was a subtle change in someone's demeanor, an unexplained absence, or an interaction that seemed slightly out of place. Those uneasy feelings weren't your imagination. They were your instincts, nudging you toward a truth that was hidden in plain sight. As events unfold, what once felt like isolated incidents now come together, painting a picture that confirms what your intuition already knew. This is the time to stop dismissing those small, lingering doubts. Reflect on what you've seen, heard, or felt. It could be the missing piece to a much larger puzzle. This is your moment. Subscribe now, and let's turn dreams into reality. The investigation has uncovered layers of deception, far beyond what anyone initially imagined. This isn't a simple case of wrongdoing, it's an elaborate structure of secrecy and exploitation that has infiltrated your surroundings. What once felt like a safe and predictable community has been revealed as a key link in a much darker and more extensive chain. Familiar faces and trusted spaces have taken on an entirely new meaning as irrefutable evidence brings the hidden to light. This moment forces you to re-examine everything you thought you knew about the people and places around you. The warning signs were always there, though they were easy to overlook at first. A car parked too long in a strange spot, interactions that felt forced or guarded, or movements that didn't align with the rhythm of your neighborhood. Each small detail seemed inconsequential until now, when they all connect to reveal a larger story. These aren't coincidences. They are pieces of a calculated operation that has remained hidden for far too long. The truth, though unsettling, is no longer a mystery. It demands your attention and your willingness to act. As this story unravels, it becomes clear that you're not just an observer. Your role in this situation is vital. The authorities can investigate and uncover evidence, but the voices and vigilance of the community are what truly ensure justice is achieved. You hold the power to notice what others might miss, to question what feels off, and to report what doesn't sit right. These seemingly small actions create the foundation for a safer future. Look back at the moments that seemed insignificant: a neighbor's sudden aloofness, a strange vehicle appearing repeatedly, or unusual activity in places that should have been quiet. These details are not random. They are clues waiting to be acknowledged. The time for silence has passed, and the responsibility to act has arrived. Staying alert and engaged is no longer optional. It's essential. You are part of the solution, and the choices you make now will shape the future of your community. Trust your instincts, take action, and stand firm in the face of these revelations. The hidden truths have come to light, and with your awareness, the safety and integrity of your neighborhood can be reclaimed. For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open. Luke 8:17. This scripture reminds us that even the deepest shadows cannot hide from the light. Imagine a forest cloaked in darkness, where every step feels uncertain. But as the first rays of sunlight break through, the hidden paths and truths are revealed, showing the way forward. That's where we stand today, a moment where the light of truth is exposing what was once buried in secrecy. There's a stirring in your spirit, a quiet yet undeniable nudge that urges you to pay attention. That uneasiness you felt isn't just a fleeting emotion. It's your God-given discernment telling you that something is amiss. Trust that inner voice. It's not speaking without reason, but recognizing that something is wrong is only the first step. True impact comes when you decide to act. This is your opportunity to be the light that helps guide your community out of the shadows. Stay connected and engaged. Attend the neighborhood meetings, listen to updates, and talk to your neighbors. This isn't a time for isolation, but for unity. If you see something suspicious, don't underestimate its significance. A single thread may seem small, but when woven with others, it can reveal the entire tapestry of truth. Your observation, no matter how minor it feels, might be the key that unlocks a breakthrough for those working tirelessly to protect your community. But what happens when the face of suspicion is one you know, a friend, a colleague, even someone you've shared meals and laughter with? These are the moments that test not just your courage, but your commitment to doing what's right. Confronting this reality is not about pointing fingers or creating division. It's about stepping into truth with grace. Bring your concerns to those equipped to handle them: law enforcement and community leaders. Let them navigate the complexities while you focus on preserving the safety and integrity of your own circle. Remember, protecting yourself and your family is as important as protecting your community. Just as a shepherd guards the flock from wolves, you must ensure that you act wisely, not recklessly. Do not take unnecessary risks by confronting anyone directly. The battle for justice is best fought with strategy and wisdom, allowing trained professionals to carry out their responsibilities while you remain a vigilant and supportive ally. This is not a time to shrink back in fear. It's a time to rise in faith. Know that every step you take, every conversation you have, and every action rooted in integrity contributes to the restoration of trust and safety. Just like the forest illuminated by the sun, your actions, no matter how small, add to the light that drives out darkness. Stand firm, knowing that as you step into the truth, you are part of something far greater than yourself. You are part of a divine plan to reclaim what was lost, heal what was broken, and restore what was stolen. Let this be your moment to shine. In moments like these, your strength is more powerful than you realize. Confronting such revelations might seem overwhelming, but it also represents an opportunity to reclaim control. By choosing action over fear and determination over doubt, you become a key part of building a safer future. This is no time to sit on the sidelines. You are not a passive witness to these events. You are an integral participant in bringing resolution and clarity. Together, through vigilance, courage, and unity, the story can end not in darkness, but with justice prevailing. The culmination of the investigation is a defining moment. After months of intense efforts, law enforcement's work has revealed what lay hidden beneath the surface. The results are stark. Operations that once thrived in secrecy are dismantling, and individuals once hidden in plain sight are now exposed. Streets that once symbolized normalcy are now the backdrop of a focused effort to restore integrity. Law enforcement teams move swiftly, collecting evidence, seizing critical materials, and escorting suspects out of homes that once blended seamlessly into the landscape. What was concealed has come to light, and the pursuit of justice has begun to reshape the community. This isn't just about arrests or dramatic scenes. It's a moment where truth stands face to face with deceit, where hidden schemes unravel under the weight of accountability. It's a reminder that while the fight for justice can be long and grueling, its arrival is a transformative force that leaves no stone unturned. This is a turning point not just for the investigation, but for every member of the community, as it moves from a place of uncertainty to one of restoration and resilience. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1:5. Imagine a candle in a pitch-black room. No matter how deep the shadows, that small flame refuses to be extinguished. Its light spreads, illuminating the corners where fear and doubt thrive. In our lives, that light often comes from an unexpected source, a person or moment that pierces through uncertainty and reminds us that darkness cannot win against the truth. That light is not just an answer, it's an invitation to hope, to act, and to believe in something greater. In the heart of confusion, when it feels like the walls are closing in, a courageous voice steps forward. It could be someone you never anticipated, perhaps a neighbor who pieced together overlooked details, or even a voice from within the very circle of deceit. Their choice to speak out isn't just a casual decision, it's a profound act of bravery. It's the moment when truth begins to take center stage, dispelling the shadows that have lingered for too long. Their courage serves as a reminder that even in a world riddled with wrongdoing, there are still individuals willing to risk it all for what is right. Don't hold back. Embrace your potential. Subscribe now, and let's ignite the future together. This act of bravery isn't about grand gestures or dramatic speeches. It's about doing the right thing when it matters most. It's about standing up in the face of overwhelming odds and saying, "No more." Their testimony becomes a cornerstone in the pursuit of justice, shifting the balance and bringing clarity where there was once only confusion. It's a pivotal moment, a turning point that reshapes the narrative and injects hope into a community desperate for answers. As the layers of secrecy are peeled back, the true scale of the operation comes into view. What began as whispers of wrongdoing now reveals a network of deception that extends far beyond what anyone imagined. It's not just about your neighborhood anymore. This web of exploitation and manipulation stretches across communities, leaving no space untouched by its influence. The investigation uncovers connections that shake the foundation of trust and force everyone to reevaluate what they thought they knew. And yet, even as these revelations come to light, the emotional impact cannot be ignored. The betrayal stings deeply, not just because of the acts committed, but because of the faces behind them. These were people you once trusted, individuals who shared greetings and small talk, who now stand exposed as participants in something far darker. It's a sobering realization, one that underscores the importance of vigilance and the power of truth. But remember this: in the face of betrayal, healing begins with unity. Just as that candle in the dark spreads its light to those around it, so too does the courage of one inspire others. This is not just about uncovering what was hidden. It's about rebuilding what was broken. It's about creating a community stronger than before, bound not by fear, but by a shared commitment to justice and trust. This moment calls on each of us to be the light in our own way, whether it's by speaking out, supporting those who do, or simply choosing to stand firm in the face of adversity. We all have a role to play. Together, we can ensure that the darkness doesn't return, that the spaces once shrouded in secrecy remain illuminated by the truth. And in doing so, we create a legacy of resilience and hope for those who come after us. The path ahead won't be easy, but the light will always guide the way. Take heart, for no shadow is so great that it can withstand the power of truth. As the investigation deepens, what once seemed like isolated acts of wrongdoing transforms into something far more intricate and alarming. It's no longer just about a few bad decisions or quiet missteps. It's a vast, calculated operation that reaches far beyond the boundaries of any one neighborhood. This network isn't confined by local streets or familiar faces. Its tendrils stretch across regions, intertwining lives and communities in ways that were unimaginable. The exposure of this system is both a triumph for truth and a sobering revelation of how deeply the roots of deceit can grow. Yet, as justice begins its work, the emotional toll on the community becomes undeniable. Trust, once a given, now feels fragile and uncertain. The betrayal cuts deeply, not just because of the acts committed, but because of who committed them. It wasn't strangers who orchestrated this. It was people who were known, who shared conversations, who gave smiles and handshakes that now feel tainted. The wounds aren't just physical or financial. They are deeply personal, reshaping how people see one another and their shared spaces. This is a moment of reckoning, but also of restoration. Like the lighthouse guiding ships to safe harbor, the truth, no matter how painful, is illuminating a path forward. The courage of the one who stepped forward serves as a reminder that change often begins with a single act of bravery. It challenges others to rise, to reflect, and to rebuild. As this story unfolds, let it remind you of your own role in the larger picture. Whether it's speaking up when something feels wrong or supporting those who do, you are part of a greater plan to bring light into dark places. This is not just about exposing what was hidden. It's about creating something better, something stronger. With each step toward justice, the community finds not only healing, but a renewed sense of purpose and resilience. The storm may rage, but the light will always shine brighter. Let this be a season of rebuilding, not just of structures and systems, but of trust, connection, and hope. In the end, the truth doesn't just expose, it restores, and it empowers those who embrace it to stand taller than ever before. The familiar streets that once represented safety now carry the weight of betrayal, and the actions of a few have left an indelible mark on the collective spirit of the community. However, this is not just an ending. It's a moment to redefine what comes next. The revelations brought forth demand a shift from passive complacency to active vigilance. As painful as these truths may be, they serve as a turning point, awakening the necessity for unity, awareness, and accountability. It's time to reclaim what was lost and create a stronger foundation for the future. Recovery begins with open conversations that acknowledge the pain and confusion left behind. Facing these realities requires resilience, but through meaningful dialogue with neighbors and community members, unity can begin to heal the divisions caused by these events. Discussing shared experiences and exploring solutions fosters a deeper understanding of what went wrong and how to move forward. Looking back on the warning signs, those fleeting moments when something felt out of place, becomes essential. Identifying overlooked details and recognizing missed opportunities for action is not about regret, but about learning and preparing for a future where vigilance prevails. The road to rebuilding is not without challenges, but it offers the opportunity to emerge stronger than before. While this experience has left scars, it also reveals the power of collective action and individual courage. Moving forward requires acknowledging that these trials, though difficult, have prepared the community to withstand future adversities with a sharper sense of awareness and a renewed commitment to protect the trust and safety that define a true community. The strength you've demonstrated through adversity speaks volumes about your resilience and the collective power of your community. You've endured trials that exposed deception and uncovered betrayal, yet you stand with the undeniable clarity of truth on your side. Let this be more than a pivotal moment for your neighborhood. Make it a catalyst for personal growth. Acknowledge that the obstacles you've faced have armed you with the insight and fortitude to confront any challenge ahead. Recovery begins with proactive steps, ensuring your neighborhood becomes a haven of trust and safety once more. Engage with local efforts to foster improvement, maintain strong communication with law enforcement, and remain vigilant in addressing potential risks. Most importantly, support one another. When people unite, their community thrives. This is more than a time to heal. It is a chance to redefine your future. The difficult truths revealed may have been painful, but they form the foundation for a more secure and hopeful tomorrow. Accepting what has come to light not only shields your community, but also empowers you and others to move forward with courage. The scars of this experience are not symbols of defeat, but reminders of the courage it took to uncover reality. Together, you can turn this period of upheaval into a narrative of transformation and renewal. While it may take time, the journey towards unity and recovery is one that will leave a lasting impact. Now is the moment to stand unwavering in your commitment to safety and justice. The well-being of your community depends on individuals who confront difficulties with determination and hold fast to their principles. You've witnessed the repercussions of complacency and the perils of ignoring early signs of trouble. The knowledge you've gained is your greatest asset. Stay informed and vigilant, and take every opportunity to strengthen the bonds within your community. When you trust your instincts and act decisively, you not only protect yourself, but also inspire those around you to do the same. The path ahead may be uncertain, but it offers the promise of something better. With determination as your guide and truth as your foundation, there is no hurdle you cannot overcome. Let the challenges you've faced become stepping stones to a more unified and resilient future. Share your wisdom with others, helping them find strength in their own trials, and let your voice motivate them to take action. The road may be arduous, but the rewards of a safe, thriving community are worth the effort. Together, you can ensure that this chapter of hardship gives way to a story of hope and strength.